One of the first things I learned when I started teaching in Norway was the value and benefit that can come from collaborating with students. And this is not just professional benefits in terms of my career, but it's also about my personal growth. So I was terrified when I first stepped foot in that classroom, having over 200 students staring at me, looking to me for knowledge, and knowing I only had 2 weeks to prepare for that course left me with the feeling of tension and anxiety. And the only thing I could do is to channel that into the excitement I had for teaching. And I'm not one who shies away from critical feedback. And so at the end of class, I told all of my students, if you have any suggestions for me, any thoughts on my teaching, I would love to hear them. So I wasn't surprised at the end of class when a woman comes down to the front and she said, I wrote some things down that I think you're doing wrong, and proceeded to run through a list of what seemed like 100 different things that I had done wrong that day. So I had to take a step back, put on my armor, and ask her if she'd please come with me to my office so we could go over the list together. But that feeling of vulnerability that comes when you're hearing things that you could have done better quickly gave way to a feeling of gratitude, because that student gave me a tool set that I could use to become better at my work. And so when she asked me to be her bachelor thesis supervisor, it was an easy yes. And when she decided to open a startup and she asked me to mentor her and her team, it was just another opportunity for me to connect with her and help her in the same way that she helped me. And so we kept in touch over the years. She would reach out whenever she needed advice or help, and I would always do my best to tell her not what to think, but how to think about the decisions she was making. But there were a lot of times when I just couldn't help her. Either she was asking me for advice on things I just didn't know about, or she was in a situation where there just wasn't an easy answer. So even though I had an intense desire to help her and support her, I became increasingly stressed out trying to be there for her in the way that she needed. And that's when she told me something that stuck with me to this day. And that is that she doesn't need me to take responsibility for her feeling, but instead just to listen and commiserate. And so now when I'm faced with these same sorts of situations where I feel that trigger of wanting to help someone, wanting to support them, and wanting to help guide them, I feel more confident that I have the tools that are necessary to separate myself from their experience. And so instead of taking ownership of what they're facing, I listen, I say, that sucks. It sounds really, really horrible what you're going through. And when they're ready to hear my advice, they ask. Now, I don't have a savior complex, but I do struggle sometimes with resisting that urge to come in and try to help someone, even when they haven't asked for my help. But thanks to the students I've been lucky enough to work with, I'm getting better. And in that, I become a better mentor and advisor for all of the students I may yet work with. Thank you.